Welcome back to the channel. Drew here, and last video I talked about not selling your Ford Maverick, and I made a strong case for it. But if you have to sell, or any new vehicle in this climate, things have changed, and I'm going to tell you exactly the way to get the best top dollar for your vehicle, any newer vehicle. Let's talk about it. Let's jump in.
One eternity later.
There are reasons why you should sell the vehicle. In fact, my reason is obviously, I'm a Toro host. I purchased both of my vehicles to rent out on the platform, although I've enjoyed using them myself. So there's a recall as many new models of Fords happen, and Toro doesn't allow you to rent a vehicle with a recall. And Ford has told us that it's a side airbag issue, and they're not going to have parts till at minimum January. So now I have two vehicles that I can't rent on Toro, and so I decided, oftentimes going into my slow season, I'll sell one or two of my vehicles and bank up a little bit of cash, get rid of a monthly payment that I have going into slow season. And so it only makes sense for me, instead of having two hybrids sitting on the sideline, to sell off one of them, and I was able to make a very good profit. And I will help you as far as if you decide you do want to sell, you do want to cash out, maybe the Maverick truck, maybe you're not as excited about the design. The first thing you should do is get an actual cash value, an ACV of the vehicle, and that means getting appraisal done from CarMax or from a Ford dealership, or a Carvana or Vroom, one of those, and you'll get an actual cash value. Don't be surprised if at least one out of the three that I would recommend is substantially low. I had one offer was like $20,000. Which just didn't make any sense at all. But you'll get between the higher offers, you'll get a real cash value of the vehicle if you were just to unload it at a retail location, okay? But this vehicle is extremely easy to sell private party. I've sold cars on cars.com, autotrader.com, and I've never sold cars on CarGurus, but I chose CarGurus to sell my Maverick because, one, it's dirt cheap. It's $5 to list your car. I figured I couldn't lose on that. I've never used them before. And then you can boost it for $19. So like $20 to $25 to list your car out there. And the reason I chose CarGurus is because a lot of people will go to CarGurus, they'll use their algorithm to find out what the best deals are. And because I picked my Maverick to be, $2,000 approximately lower than any other dealership out there, anybody who's looking for a Ford Maverick hybrid, my car is going to be right at the top of the list for the best deal. So I listed the car for $34,000. This would be approximately, my MSRP on the vehicle was $25,100, so approximately, a little under $9,000 more than I paid for the vehicle. Of course, I had to pay taxes and all that kind of stuff, so we got to keep that in mind. I literally got hits right away. The first person looked at the vehicle. They offered me $33,000, and I said, it was a cash buyer who was willing to wait to pay off the lien that I had on the vehicle. And there's a couple ways you can do that. I'll talk about that in a second. And so it was the perfect type of buyer that I was looking for. And he gave me a fair offer, in my opinion. And I got to keep my my tonneau cover and my mat, which is going to save me about $700 to $800 for my 2023. So I felt like it was a fair offer. It was $3,000 more than the retail establishments were going to give me. So I felt like it was a win-win. It was a win for the customer. They were going to save a lot off of what a retail establishment would, and I was getting substantially more than a retail establishment would pay. So it worked out good for both of us. Now, as far as paying off the lien, so a couple ways to do this. If you have a lien on the vehicle, the best way to do is to meet the prospective buyer at your bank, and they can get the funds sent over to the bank, or a certified check, cashier's check, and they can pay off the vehicle for you. And then as soon as many times that bank will, as soon as they receive the funds, they'll give you a lien release there. And you can take that to a tag and title shop or your MVA DMV and just transfer everything over to the new owner. Now, if you are financed by Ford Credit, it's a little trickier because there is no bank to meet at. And so what I did was I said, the way this will work is you're going to do a deposit. As soon as I do a deposit, I'll take the truck off the market and stop showing it to other people. And then I gave him the Ford phone number where you can make an online payment. He was able to make an online payment over the phone. And once he made a payment for about 2/3 of the vehicle, which was owed, then I was willing to give him the title so he can hold on to the title so I can't do anything with the truck. I keep the keys, and as soon as Ford sends me the lien release, we'll meet back up. He'll give me the cash for the 1/3 amount of the truck. I'll give him the keys, sign everything over to him, and everything works out great. So it's not as complicated as you would think, and there's a lot of private party buyers out there, that people who have the funds, who are willing to pay for a vehicle cash, if they can save several thousand off. And look, the guy that I talked to was like, look, I don't even like buying from dealerships at all. The markups, the processing fees, the extra just different accessories and things that dealerships are really forcing customers to buy to get a hot vehicle. And there's many consumers out there that have the money, they want your vehicle, and this is a very easy vehicle to sell. I sold the truck in less than 3 days, and I made a fair profit for myself. If I add my rental income in, and all expenses, my overall profit on the vehicle will be somewhere around between $10,000 or $11,000 in the 7 months that I had the vehicle. So I'm not complaining, and that is the benefit of having purchasing vehicles that are very safe, where even if a recall comes out, you can cash out of that vehicle. So hopefully this is helpful. Until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in.